My name's John Graham, and I'm the badass granddad you didn't know you had. I'm here to tell you more stories of my adventures and plus some tips on taking risks and living a life with meaning and passion. A while back, a good while back, I was hired by the Boston Globe to do a story on the war in Laos. So I went to Laos and I found out there really wasn't a war going on. There was three different armies all huffing and puffing at a place called the Plain of Jars north of the capital, Vientiane. But it really wasn't about politics. It was about power over the drug trade. One side was backed by the Chinese, one by the U.S., and the third backed by God knows whom. But in any case, they were huffing and puffing and not much was happening. So I went back down to Vientiane, and I found out soon enough that the place to be in Vientiane was a bar whorehouse called the Green Latrine, or the Green Latrine. And I go to the Green Latrine, and I push my way in the door, and I can barely see for the cigarette smoke. And there's a big bar on one side and a bunch of cubicles on the other, separated by glass bead curtains. And sure enough, there were generals from all three sides plotting their moves right in the same room, because there really wasn't a war. We're just the drug trade. Bar girl comes up to me and she says, "Hey man, you buy me a drink? I tell you who CIA man is." Oh, okay. So I buy her a drink. She points to this crew cut guy in the corner, and I go over there and shake him awake, and he's either stoned or drunk. And he's eager to tell me his story, and he does. But it's not very interesting. So I go back outside. Now, Vientiane, by the way, is a city or a town that's totally set up to satisfy the vice of every kind. There are push carts with chicken livers and AK-47s and heroin in the same place. And everybody gets drunk every evening because it's a festival every evening and shoots their guns at the moon. It's like a weird place. There I am in the Green Latrine listening to Bob's stories. I leave. I head back down to Bangkok to file my stories and then head across to Cambodia, where I'm going to visit Angkor Wat and the famous ruins there. My point is this. I've lived my whole life believing in the positive side of humans and human nature, and I urge you to do the same. But I also acknowledge that there's a lot of humans who are depraved and corrupt and violent, and there's a lot of evil in the world, and it's important. It's important, I think, to acknowledge that kind of evil exists, but not to accept it. So yeah, there are some green latrines probably in your own life, and look at that evil and use it as a prompt to continue to live your own life in the light.